So the next award that will be presented is the Rachel Corrie Award. And Rachel was a very special person who was very selfless, thank you, and who did a lot for the cause of peace in Palestine. With that being said, the person who will be presenting this award is Miss Diane Shemis.
Good evening. Okay, I would like to say a few words about the Rachel Corrie Award as well as JVP, okay? The Rachel Corrie Award is an annual award given to a person or association who has demonstrated dedication and commitment to Palestinian rights to self-determination by virtue of their activism, legal work, and advocacy. The award is named after Rachel Corrie, who risked her own life for justice in Palestine. For those who are not familiar with her story, Rachel perished from an Israeli bulldozer crushing her spine in attempting to prevent the Israeli army's demolition of Palestinian homes in Gaza. I happen to have lived in Gaza for 3 months at a time for 6 years, and there's like numerous memorials to her. So she is just very, very a part of the Palestinian society, being non-Palestinian for what she did, her deeds. Above all, Rachel Corrie's courageous action that led to her fatal death symbolized the championing of all Palestinians' human rights to freedom and enjoy the same equal rights as their Jewish brothers and sisters. Jewish Voice for Peace, the recipient of this award, began in the mid-1990s with 3 Jewish women who realized they could no longer be silent about Israel's brutal occupation of Palestinians. When they could not find a political home to speak out, they decidedly built their own. In the advent of the Second Intifada, JVP's grassroots efforts incubated along with their partnerships, spanning across generations. JVP filled up auditoriums. They organized on college campuses. All of these meaningful actions and more have succeeded in holding their representatives accountable to recognize that Palestinians too have human rights. JVP's exemplary actions have pushed corporations such as Airbnb to divest from occupation and apartheid, effected change in U.S. policy towards Israel, and joined in solidarity with such on-campus groups such as Students for Justice in Palestine. Personally, while joining JVP at the 2016 DNC, the Democratic National Committee, to place Palestinian rights on the Democratic Party platform, I have witnessed JVP's intestinal fortitude to stand up for what is right, amidst aspersions from their Zionist peers that they are less Jewish. On the contrary, JVP instills their Jewish values to put not only Palestinians' human rights and resistance on the front line, but also other worthy causes, such as fighting anti-Muslim hate, universal health care, livable wages, Black Lives Matter, immigrant rights, and climate justice. It gives me great pleasure to bestow this award to Jewish Voice for Peace. On behalf of JVP, my friend Esty Chandler is accepting this award. And I'd like to say one more thing. At the same time, I would like JVP members that are in attendance in this audience to stand up, as this award is also for you. Please stand. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Diane. And on behalf of Jewish Voice for Peace and other JVP members and supporters here tonight, I want to express our deep gratitude to the Arab American Anti-Discrimination Committee, their supporters, their staff, and their leaders for this very humbling honor. Together with strong allies like ADC, we are proud to have helped to change the conversation about Israel and Palestine, as well as anti-Arab and anti-Muslim bigotry in America. Thank you. JVP is committed to being part of a growing number of Jews and allies in this room and around the country, changing the conversation on anti-Semitism too, which unfortunately, under the current divisive administration that has stoked fear and failed to denounce hate and violence, is rising along with other forms of racism. We remain committed to fighting bigotry in every form, but we are also committed to fighting the weaponizing of the accusation of anti-Semitism to silence honest debate on US policy on Palestine and Israel. Accepting a recognition with Rachel Corrie's name on it is a special honor because the Corrie name has become synonymous with courage. Rachel's courage, as well as Cindy and Craig Corrie's courage, continuing the work and making sure that the spirit of their daughter lives on. As JVP activists hit the streets in cities across America, as well as the halls of Congress to protest the unjust treatment of Arabs, Muslims, and other minorities, we remain uniquely inspired by the people of Gaza that Rachel used her body to protect, who each the people of Gaza each and every week face lethal snipers, tear gas, and more, marching for their right to return to their homes. And as the US government erects barriers to justice for immigrants and minority groups and continues to target Arab communities and activism, we are keenly aware that we must use the privilege we have to support targeted communities. The resurgence of the JDL is a concern that JVP and ADC share. The JDL's increased hate and violence, including assaulting peaceful Arab protesters outside the AIPAC conference, threatening prominent Palestinian American activists, and Students for Justice in Palestine at their national conference last year, must be confronted. We will continue to stand with ADC in stopping the resurgence of JDL and its hateful movement. We gratefully accept this honor as we pledge to continue to honor the courage of Alex Odeh and Rachel Corrie and recommit to our partnership with the ADC to fight for increased civil rights as we celebrate tonight the civil rights accomplishments ADC's staunch advocacy has achieved. We're humbled by this recognition, empowered by your partnership, and grateful for your friendship. We all belong here. We will not be divided, and together, our love is stronger than their hate. Thank you.